Hey friend, welcome back to another episode of the KJ Lifestyle. If it's your first time here, hi, I'm KJ, someone who loves telling stories of the journey through life and faith. I'm really glad you're joining me here today. Let me start this episode by asking you a simple question. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? Please leave it in the comments like a mini survey if you will. But if you don't know what those are, allow me to explain a bit. An introvert is someone who recharges by being alone. It's not that they don't like people, they just get drained if they're in social situations for too long. Let me give you a scenario. Imagine a birthday party. The introvert will go, enjoy, maybe have a few meaningful one on one conversations or group conversations with really close friends. But after a while, they'll feel their energy take a dip. They'll start thinking, I love being here and I love some of these people, but I need to go home and rest to feel like myself again. At home, they'll recharge by journaling, reading, or just having a quiet time and maybe detaching from social media and other social interactions. An extrovert is the opposite. They get their energy from being around people. Being alone for too long makes them restless or even lonely. So, in the same birthday party, the extrovert will probably be the life of the party, moving from group to group, getting to know new people, making sure everyone's having fun, and maybe even leading the games. After the event, they'll go home and still are buzzing with energy, maybe even calling a friend on the way just to keep talking because they're just not done yet. And given that I'm a teacher, event host, content creator, and active church member, you might think this girl must be an extrovert. But actually, no. I consider myself as an introvert. And if you are an introvert too, hey, in the club, we all fam. But if you're not, hello, please stay. You are welcome here because this might help you understand someone in your life who is an introvert. Growing up, I wasn't the type to play outside with neighbors or run around the streets like other kids. Our parents were quite strict and protective, and because my siblings and I were pastors' kids, there were a lot of boundaries in place. We mostly kept to ourselves, and our playmates were either from school, which was just across the street from our house, or from church, which, fun fact, during that time was right below our house. Yes, church was literally downstairs. So you can probably imagine how little our world was. But that was never an issue. We thrived in that kind of environment. Now, here's where the twist comes in. While I've always had introverted tendencies, being a pastor's kid meant being in front of people a lot. Whether it was performing dances or singing in church concerts, acting in stage plays, or eventually learning how to host youth fellowships, which, by the way, was my first experience in hosting, we were just expected to show up. And so I did. Our parents never really forced us to do anything, but it felt natural for us to be in those spaces. I actually joined the tambourine and dance ministry when I was 6 years old, and from there it just grew into this desire to serve through performances that, looking back now, was a big part of who I am today. But make no mistake, Just because I've done all these performative things in front of lots of people, it doesn't mean I'm naturally extroverted. Even in school, I only made friends with people who approached me first. I wasn't snobby, I promise. Although people who don't know me could easily assume so. It's just that it didn't feel natural for me to be the one initiating conversations because I was quite shy, to be honest. I carried that with me until college, even at work. I'm just that kind of person. Quiet at first, but once I warm up, my friends know I can be really fun and even crazy to be around. What's interesting is how that quiet and introverted side never really went away, even as I started becoming more visible online. I'm now on social media as a content creator. I'm a host for events. I've even launched my own podcast and I've shared myself in my recently published devotional. And you'd think after all this that I'm a natural for this spotlight stuff, right? But the truth is that every time I'm about to speak publicly or release a new episode, I have to mentally and emotionally prepare myself every single time. It's not as simple as pressing record or going for it. I think about it. I rehearse things in my head over and over again, and sometimes I even have to pray a dozen times before I hit the publish button. I have to collect lots and lots of mental, physical, and emotional energy and courage just to show up. Then, after the recording or the event, I go back into my shell and take time to breathe. I need that space to recharge, and slowly I have learned that that's okay. But let me tell you about the hard parts. Being an introvert in a public space brought out quite a lot of insecurity. I've struggled with self doubt more times than I can count. I even suffer from imposter syndrome from time to time. There were moments I didn't like how my voice sounded, or I felt like no one would care about what I had to say. There were days I'd have ideas I was excited about, but I wouldn't start because I didn't feel ready. Sometimes it's not even about skill, it's just fear that your quiet voice won't be heard, that you'll be misunderstood, that nothing you say is important enough. But what I've discovered slowly and over time is that when you really believe in the purpose behind what you're doing, God gives you the courage to keep showing up even if you're scared. Yes, I still overthink, I still question myself, but I've also seen how much growth can happen when you simply take that one small and brave step, and then another, and then another. You know what also helps? To have the right people around you. My first followers, family, and close friends. My first commenters, people who cheered me on even when my lighting was so bad or my audio wasn't great. And you know what? I'm still growing, still figuring it out as I go. But I'm doing it. We're doing it. You're doing it with me. So, to anyone listening today who's dreaming of starting something, a blog, a business, a YouTube channel, a devotional, anything, I want you to hear this. You don't need to be the loudest person in the room to make an impact. Being an introvert should not stop you from taking up space too. You just need to be you, genuinely, wholeheartedly you. Don't worry if you're not the type to network with strangers or be the life of the party. If God placed something on your heart, He will equip you in your own unique way. And sometimes the things you thought were weaknesses, they can become a part of your strength. Now, let's take a quick moment to do a little bit of reflection. What's that thing you've always wanted to try? And what's stopping you? Is it fear? Perfectionism? Feeling like you're not ready? Or not good enough? Let me tell you this. It's okay to take your time. It's okay to grow slowly. You don't have to prove yourself by rushing. Things will eventually fall into place when they're supposed to, and that includes your readiness. So, from one introvert to another, or maybe from a quiet dreamer to someone who's been too scared to start, this is your reminder. No matter whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, show up. Show up for yourself. And try not to worry because you're not showing up alone. God is with you every step of the way. And hey, so am I. Thanks for hanging out with me today, my friend. If this episode resonated with you or you were able to relate to it, share it with a fellow introvert or someone who might be quietly dreaming big like you and me. Once again, this has been your bestie, KJ. Let's keep encouraging each other to take brave steps. One story, one podcast, one prayer at a time. Until next time.